The Fabulous 413 podcast is funded by the UMass 5 College Credit Union, dedicated to creating access to financial well-being for local people, businesses, and communities. Insured by NCUA, umass5.coop.
Welcome to the Fabulous 413. I'm Khalees Smith.
And I'm Monty Belmonte. Later in the show, celebrating the creative folks in our community with Not a No Place, a series of QT BIPOC-centered open mics, and we'll speak with organizer Camille Asia about building and holding space for folks' work.
And bubbles in our glasses as we head to Thorne's Marketplace, the new home of Provisions in Northampton, for a sparkling wine Thunderdome.
But first, it's Live Music Friday, and joining us today are Janines.
Janines began in the 2010s with singer Alicia Janine and bassist drummer Jed Smith. They've since put out 3 albums, including How Can It Last, which just came out this past June. Formed in Brooklyn, but now at least partially based in Western Mass, the band makes super catchy, mod-leaning indie pop gems.
And tonight, December 5th, they'll take the stage at the Drake in Amherst. Welcome to the no definite article, Janines. Like Pixies, like Talking Heads. Apologies for calling you the Janines previously, but let's start out with a song.
Okay.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Feeling my way through liminal space, though it's not the time or place. Anywhere I sleep doesn't feel quite right. Cast in this new kind of light. I made a deal, I broke it. I took a spark and choked it. I ripped the door right off the frame. I coaxed a storm from Placid. A lot of good it did. And now I'm pinned by my own name. Once more out the door. You know that it's happened before. Once more, say goodbye. You say you know why. Say a little prayer for something real, till the skin begins to heal. Pulling back the film that's settled in the crease of my eye. Even if I start to cry, I made a deal, I broke it. I took a spark and choked it. I ripped the door right off the frame. I coaxed a storm from Placid. A lot of good it did. And now I'm pinned by my own name. Once more out the door. You know that it's happened before. Once more, say goodbye. You say you know why.
Yay!
Janines this Live Music Friday in the Fabulous 413, and they will be playing in the 413 at the Drake in Amherst tonight, December 5th.
I hope it doesn't feel diminutive for me to say how adorable I find your music.
I also feel that way, and I'm glad Khalees said it.
We'll take it
Thank you.
positive.
It is meant with love.
It
Yeah.
is.
thank you.
Well, because it both in like brevity and in sound really evokes like some of the early like rock and pop bands of like the late 50s, early 60s, and that's
Yeah,
really
see that.
cool.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
why did library school bring you here, Alicia?
Oh my God. I don't know. So I graduated library school during the pandemic in May 2020.
A library school here?
No, in New York, where I was living, Pratt. And so after that, I applied to jobs for many months, like all up and down the East Coast. But there were no jobs. But then finally, I got a job as the outreach librarian at the public library in Pittsfield. And I had never been to the Berkshires. I'd been to the Valley, but not the Berkshires. And so I was like, let's go. And things have transpired since then.
So is that your main gig, the librarian in Pittsfield?
Oh no, I'm not a librarian in Pittsfield anymore. I call myself an itinerant librarian.
Nice.
I'm a librarian at HCC, Holyoke Community College.
Oh, cool.
But not like full time. So I also sub at the Amherst, Northampton, and Springfield libraries, public libraries, and I also freelance proofread on the side.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are Libby.
She's kind of like a library Ronin, I would say.
Yeah.
I love that. Are you the one who's been planting all those little free libraries in front of buildings and places?
No, I have enough
So
work
you're
to
not
do.
the Johnny Appleseed of libraries, planting little free small libraries.
I'm not much of a gardener, but I do like to spread the seed of learning, if you will.
And then,
I love it. I love it. I love it so much.
and so Jed, who's the drummer, are you still Brooklyn based most of the time?
I'm not. I live in East Hampton. I
Oh,
left the
great.
city about 3 years ago.
Yes.
Followed Alicia up.
You picked the right.
You
But
did.
you're from,
Yeah.
he's from the area.
I always
I'm
say
from
people-
Coleraine originally.
Oh, nice.
cool.
Excellent. People graduate from Brooklyn
They do.
to the Valley. That's what I like to say. I just skipped that step and never did the Brooklyn part.
Yeah, I was a student of Brooklyn for like 22 years though, so it was time to come back to the Valley and lower the ambient stress.
Uh-huh.
Do you feel like growing up in Coleraine and moving to Brooklyn, like any of Western Mass, like kind of infiltrates how you write music or the things that you were drawn to create your own music?
No. I don't know if I mean, you know, like I like spooky things, and growing up in the woods in Coleraine and the winter is spooky.
Yes.
So maybe that. And Brooklyn can be spooky, although it's less spooky in my mind than
Then
Western
Coleraine?
Mass. Than Coleraine, yeah.
Gentrification will take a lot out of
Yeah,
it.
no, pretty much.
You have a pretty...
Gentrification can be spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
a different
true.
kind of
It's its
spooky.
own eerie.
It is absolutely
Yeah.
spooky. And we're
Yeah.
speaking with Janines, who are a band here for Live Music Friday, who are playing at the Drake in Amherst tonight. You have a relatively recent holiday single, or like wintertime single at least.
Yes.
And the B-side to it is interesting because it is a lesser-known B-side from Yoko Ono.
Mm-hmm.
That was a B-side to what?
Was it Happy Christmas or whatever the
Happy
Lennon
Christmas
one was?
War's Over.
Yeah.
I didn't actually know this song, but we were asked to do this holiday single, and I was like, I don't want anything with the word Christmas in it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want it to be like really overtly Christmas. That's just my own personal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the same
And
page.
we went through like a bunch of songs, and then Judd was like, "How about this one?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Well, I think I might have first heard it that the Galaxy 500 version.
Oh,
Same.
yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite bands of all time. So we kind of mixed both versions
Mm-hmm.
a little bit. And then I did the arrangement of Abraham Martin and John for the backing track. That's sort of what I was going for by Dion. So
I love that. And who was it that asked you to do it? Was it a benefit type single or?
Oh no, it was.
Mike,
It
yeah.
was it was a Dutch guy named Robert who has this Snowflakes singles thing that he puts out every year, and he asked us actually like a couple years ago, and we were too busy, but we wanted to do it this year, and he's been super nice, and yeah, we're happy with it, and we're glad we were able to put something out.
we both have been learning Dutch, so just so we can
Smart.
communicate, because
That's not true.
very few of the Dutch
I was
speak
about
any
to
English.
ask
So
you to
yeah.
speak Dutch, but now that
Um,
you're
It's
fabricating
just like
an answer.
English if
Wir
you
haben
add extra
Spaß. No,
vowels.
it's German.
Sorry, tiny Dutch people
Sorry.
in the audience.
Wir spielen Musik.
Okay, all right.
Es gibt Spaß hier.
But,
Yes.
Judd's gone rogue.
I've gone rogue.
but speaking of like having an international audience, you definitely do, and you've toured internationally. In fact, a lot of the reviews that I saw about like your early work were in languages I definitely had to translate in order to figure out what was going on. What's it like? Does touring internationally inform how you play back here in the States?
That's a good question. I don't know. Alicia, what do you think?
Off the top of my head, I would say no.
Another
but,
no.
But I mean, it is always. Artists tend to get treated better in Europe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now we know that. And
In what ways?
Just like being taken care of, like
Paying you, feeding you well, giving you places
paying
to
you
sleep that
better,
are nice.
feeding you better. Yeah, exactly.
Hotels occasionally.
Not to say we haven't had like amazing people like help us in our playing around the
Yeah.
U.S. Because we have, but in general, which not surprising based on how those countries work in terms of taking care of all people.
Yes.
But,
And one interesting thing to me about playing in Europe, more so than in the UK, but like continental Europe, is in the UK to a certain extent, is American. If you're an American band, that gives you still gives you a little bit of automatic cachet, which is
For
very
now.
interesting for now, which is very interesting to experience. So you sort of like realize it, and it's odd. It's the only thing that they like about Americans, and I tend to agree.
We've got Elaine, shall we
Yeah,
say?
yeah.
At least we've still got that.
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
It is Live Music Friday, and we're in the studio with Janine's, who will be playing at the Drake in Amherst tonight. Zoe Weiner is also on bass over here, and we haven't heard much from you, but tell us your relationship to this band. You're not the full-time bass player? Is that what we've come to understand?
I am not the full-time bass player. So I met Jed and Alicia at a show that one of my projects played with Janine's about a year and a half ago. And then we started chatting, became friendly, saw each other at a show out here in Western Mass that I was attending. And then I think the third time we spent time with each other, Alicia said, or maybe it was the fourth time actually, because there was also the show at Bell Tower. But Alicia said, we sometimes need a bassist to fill in because our bassist, Maggie then lived in New York, now lives in LA. But she wasn't able to come out this way easily, and I live in Providence and have a car and love to drive it long distances, and so here we are.
Long distances. Providence isn't too far away.
Yeah, it's an hour 34 minutes from Providence
Sounds
to this
like
radio
somebody
station.
has done it
Nice.
exactly in that amount of time.
Zoe has her own band called Time Thief, who are terrific, that you should check out.
Excellent.
Thank you.
I know
Yeah.
you weren't going to say it, so
I wasn't going to say it. I will say my partner and I, who are in Time Thief, are planning a Pop Fest in Providence that's happening next May 1st through 3rd. We just announced some of the bands, and Janine's will be playing with their proper bassist. And I think the lineup is really exciting.
It's a really amazing lineup.
It's a really
Yeah.
amazing lineup. If you like our band, there will be other bands who are more famous than us there.
Well, if people are just tuning in, we'll find out if they like your band. Maybe we
Let's
should
hear
do
it.
another
Another song, yeah,
on
sorry,
Live
I'm
Music Friday and the Fabulous
blabbing.
413 with Janine's.
All right. Go ahead.
Winter in the dark, just hold my hand. Maybe in a while we'll understand. Rain in the corner and a halo turns to sand. Speak a little louder, it'll answer your demand. When I go, rain turns to snow. When I stay, you're gone all day. Some nights I plead, thoughts fresh like reeds. No law nor creed, you're all I need. In my time away, guess I learned how to pray. Out to God on high, to your face in the sky. Splinter in the light, lets off the dust. Water on your face begins to rust. Sooner or later we'll have to trust. Discover and escape, do what we must. When I go, rain turns to snow. When I stay, you're gone all day. Some nights I plead, thoughts rush like reeds. No law nor creed, you're all I need. In my time away, guess I learned how to pray. Out to God on high, to your face in the sky.
That is Zoe Weiner, Jed Smith, and Alicia Janine, better known as Janine's. I guess you didn't want to call yourselves the Smiths.
No.
Jed.
I think there's another
one's too-
band who are somewhat known.
Yes.
I think.
So Janine's it is.
With the lead singer who gets very angry about things.
Yes, indeed. We don't even need
Yeah.
to talk about
Janine
that.
is
He's
my
impolite.
middle name, just
Yeah.
in case anyone didn't know.
What's Jed's middle
Once
name?
we had someone write
is my
that
mid-
I took the name like the Ramones took the last name Ramone,
So this
which
is-
is not true.
An actual connection to the name of the band as well.
I just want to announce for the listening audience that what happened there in the middle is that I normally do a Be My Baby beat in the break with the kick drum.
But you
For
didn't.
some reason, I thought it would be cool if I just went with nobody could hear.
We imagined the Ronettes
Yeah.
in that moment.
Nobody knew until you told them, Jen.
Yes,
I always do that.
I love it.
That's really fun. You're touring. You're doing this show with Ladybug Transistor at the Drake, and one of their members helped you with this latest album, which is the first time that that's happened. Like you've done your other recordings by yourselves. What's it like playing with somebody who's worked on all these tunes with you? And was it an easier process with somebody else brought in?
It was easier, and Gary is a great engineer, and he's a friend for a long time, Gary Olson from Ladybug. So it was great to work with him. I am a total like one-man recording studio band type guy, perfectionist. So it's a lot to let go of control like that. And we did some overdubs, and I did the mixing at home, but and a few overdubs for guitar and stuff. But yeah, it was great to work with him. It was definitely took a load of work off my back, but yeah, it's hard
Gary
to let go.
is the best. We recorded in his studio, which is his basement in Brooklyn, Marlborough Farms. Highly recommend working with him. He's very kind and very talented. So
Yeah.
we're super excited to play with Ladybug Transistor tonight.
He's about my height, so that makes me comfortable. It's not a weird dynamic there. So
Alicia, Janine, we mentioned that you are a librarian in our area.
Yes.
Any recommendations right now? Books you're reading? Books that are very popular with any of the people that are checking out books in the libraries that you've been working at?
Oh,
Itinerantly?
goodness. I don't know what everyone is reading off the top of my head, which is probably making me sound like a bad librarian. But I will say I just started reading a book by Michelle T. Valencia, which Zoe's partner James lent me. And James was saying, I'll lend this to you, but I usually don't get this book back when I lend it to people. I just keep buying it. And I took this book to Virginia with me for Thanksgiving. And I will say that my brother's dog did gnaw on the book.
Wow. I think dogs
So
really did that.
you can have it back, but it's a little altered.
is this the first you're telling James this?
Oh yeah. I wanted to
Live
wait.
on the
I
air.
wanted to wait to tell them in
it's
person.
in the other room in there. Didn't
This
Yeah,
is
they're
drama,
in the other
folks.
room.
You can't pay
This
for
got
this kind of drama
This got awkward
spontaneously.
really
But
quick.
Michelle T
Wow.
does have a new book. It's called Little F, and I just picked it up from the library, so maybe I'll recommend that, although I haven't read it.
What do you- Do you think we should try to squeeze in another song?
Yes.
All right. Since
All right.
since Janine's songs are so pop oriented and quick, this is the first time in a wicked long time we've had a live music Friday where we got 3 songs in.
It's the first time we've had a band that has songs that accommodate that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, we write them real short.
What did we decide on?
You'll figure it out?
Does that work? Or
Yeah.
Is that the
Yeah.
name of the song, or is that what your instruction?
Yeah, that's what we're
The
You'll
song
figure
is
it
called
out,
You'll
Zoe.
Figure It Out. Just like the first song we played, Coax to Storm, this is from our latest LP on Slumberland Records and Skepwax Records, How Long Can It Last?
Janine's playing at the Drake and Amherst tonight.
How do we start this?
we all start together?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Jeez. Song titles sometimes.
It's good to warm up for the show live on the radio.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
It is, honestly.
1, 2, you know what to do.
Here in my room do I stare, eyes firmly fixed on the chair in the corner of the room where I stay as the sun winds a path across the sky. Soft is the bed where I lay, mine cannot help but to stray as the minutes of the hours and the day and the years of the decades of my life toll away. You'll figure it out is what they say, what they say.
so cute. I can't even.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Teens who are playing at the Drake in Amherst tonight and have been playing with us for Live Music Friday here in the Fabulous 413.
Thank you so
Yes.
much for coming in.
Thank
this was
you.
a
Thank you so
delight.
much for
fun.
having us. This has been
Thank you.
wonderful.
Yeah, that was
Yay!
great. Thank you.
Yeah, you can get tickets at the door. Head to thedrakeamherst.org for tickets and information.
Ladybug Transistor.
Yay! We'll meet Camille Asia and learn about her Not a No Place series of nomadic QT BIPOC open mics, the latest of which happens tomorrow, December 6th at 33 Holly.
But next, 'tis the season for bubbly and a sparkling wine Thunderdome at Provisions, Northampton's new location.
You're listening to The Fabulous 413 on 88.5 NEPM.
The Fabulous 413 podcast is funded by Hashi Pottery in 50 Arrow Gallery at Eastworks. Japanese-inspired ceramics and textiles, where every piece is handmade in the Pioneer Valley for home, ritual, or someone dear. HashiPottery.com. The Fabulous 413 podcast is funded by Eastside Grill, celebrating 40 years in downtown Northampton, serving steaks, seafood, and American cuisine to the Pioneer Valley and beyond. Open Wednesday through Monday, eastsidegrill.com.
Should I pre-pop these?
You should totally pop it on the radio.
Pop it on the radio.
That's what people want. They want the sound effect. They want the experience.
That would be the professional thing, is his challenge Benson and I to see who could actually do it the quietest,
Yeah.
the most professional opening.
Because wine snobs don't usually let a bottle of sparkling wine rip.
Yeah.
Silent but deadly is the way to go.
If you hear the pop, then the sommelier should get fired. Is basically the vibe.
Unless you're sabering it. Unless you're sabering it.
Unless you're sabering, and then the more pop, the better, right?
We are at the brand new location of Provisions Northampton in Thorns Marketplace in the old cornucopia spot on what is above the basement floor, which I think is technically the first floor or
No, it's it's L1, which is below the first floor.
but it's not as low as you can be.
Lower level one?
Okay, because there's a lower level too.
Same level as Harold's, which is on the street level, so it's confusing.
It totally is.
These
But
bills.
if you want wine or lingerie or ice cream or video games, this is your floor for Thorns.
Or soon pizza.
Oh yeah, right. Because Tellus is making a
Stray
pizza.
Cafe, I think.
Very cool.
Opening imminently. They got their oven. They're getting things together, and we're going to lose a lot of staff money to pizza and sandwiches.
But a lot of great potential tastings with pizza. That should be fun.
I was nice. I gave Benson the colder bottle, so it should be a little bit easier
For him. And Benson Hyde,
I always need it. I need the help.
we've tasted with Benson and Provisions many times, but Tony DeLuca, you're really the brains behind the wine operation Provisions.
Ooh.
Aren't you? I mean, are you
Yeah,
mostly?
she's the one who makes all of the decisions.
Yeah. So anything good you've had, Tony's.
He's my boss, but I boss him around.
And you're also married, worth noting for the listening audience at home. But we're tasting sparkling wine because your Grand Champagne tasting is happening next weekend and not at the Northampton location,
Next weekend, yes, the 13th
in Amherst.
in Amherst.
All right, let's have the challenge. This is Benson's attempt to
Oh, yeah,
open.
You should go
yeah.
first because.
Oh, you want me to go? Okay, ladies,
go first.
I guess we
ladies
can open them
first.
at the same-
So the key here is to twist the bottle. Everyone tries to twist the cork, but you're really supposed to twist the bottle. So I'm slowly twisting the bottle, letting the cork just glide into my hand, and
Ah, perfect. The big wheel turn. You did it!
Ooh, I did it.
You are
You did it without me having the microphone on it. And now we can't make a fair
It was so
assessment.
quiet you didn't even hear it.
Almost.
got too excited. He saw me in my glory and had to,
Try to one up you, but you both did a good job. Big wheel turns the little wheel. Think of the bottom of the bottle as the big wheel, and the cork is the little wheel. Turn the big wheel, hold the cork, make a
love-
silent but deadly.
Perfect analogy.
Yeah, I'm going to borrow that next time I'm explaining it.
Yeah. Then we'll teach you how to saber on another show, which is also way easier than you would think.
Also, I think we should probably plan on doing that at some point because Tony has an official saber.
Oh wow! The first time
We'll get you guys to saber while I hold the mic.
The first time I ever sabered a bottle of wine was right outside of what is now Tellus right now in the little strip between Thorns and the parking garage when a sommelier for the former wine restaurant that was down there showed me how to do it. It was
Convino. I love that. Let's do a repeat.
That was my first saber, was out there too.
Really?
Yeah, with a champagne flute.
Yeah, because you can actually do it with a glass
You can
champagne
actually
flute.
do it with-
I did
yeah.
it with a real saber. But what are we drinking sparkling wine?
All right, so I present to you the Rive Blanc Blanquette de Limoux. So it's a sparkling wine from the Languedoc area of France, so southern France. Blanquette de Limoux, it's made from a grape variety called Malzac, which is indigenous to that specific area on the Mediterranean coast. So this is an area that's overlooking the Pyrenees Mountains and kind of overlooking the Mediterranean. It's a really beautiful coastal area. And 100 years before Dom Perignon drank the stars, as he says, the Benedictine months were getting topsy-turvy on Limoux down south. So there's a little bit of a rift because everyone says that champagne is the OG for sparkling, but actually Limoux is the region of origin.
OG.
The true OG. And so the sparkle, the bubbles were basically first accidentally created, because it was an accident in this part of
Best
the
possible
world.
accident.
Yeah, the best accident of all human history, maybe, except for penicillin.
Utilizing
Although it's
this
close.
grape variety, yeah. So utilizing this grape variety Malzac. So I'm gonna pour that for you guys first, so
Okay.
you can try a little bit of the Blanquette de Limoux.
The thing about sparkling wines from France that are not Champagne or from Champagne, which is the only place you can make what is really Champagne, is that you're not going to charge as much for Cremant de Limoux as you are for a Champagne, and it's almost always competitively tasty.
Yes, it's always the best value. However, if you want to find out why you would pay money for champagne, I encourage you to come to our champagne tasting, our Grand Champagne tasting, because we'll have a bunch of these affordable options open, and we also will have a few champagnes, and I'm doing a VIP that is sort of a deep dive into champagne.
But if you're cheap like me and like to drink champagne style wine and are on a budget, Limoux is a good place to go.
I probably shouldn't admit this, but I don't work there anymore. So, like, at my previous job, when we'd finish the shipping season for Christmas, I'd bring my staff to the champagne tasting, and we'd pick out 2 bottles to have for, like, the last day of shipping. And I think the first year that I made us do that, we picked up a bottle of 100% Pinot Noir that I have been searching for that as a benchmark ever since.
Sounds like you're a Blanc de Noir kind of girl.
I am. Like, I like...
That's what do they call it when it's 100% Pinot Noir?
Right.
White from black.
Yes.
That's what it translates to.
I know. It just, when you translate it, it makes it, maybe you should give more context.
Yeah. It's a little racist, France.
Yes, I know. Come on, France.
Yeah.
So if you are in a store and you see Blanquette de Limoux, you'll know that what's in the glass is Malzac, and if you see Cremant de Limoux, you'll know that Chardonnay is in the glass.
Oh.
So just a little tidbit for
deep
you.
dive.
Does that mean it's 100%?
100% Malzac.
Wow,
Yeah.
interesting. I didn't know that. That's great.
This is neat.
Is that grape red?
Oops, I had to swallow. It's a white grape variety.
Okay.
The 3 main grape varieties of the Limoux area is Malzac, Chardonnay, and Chenin Blanc. And I think Malzac is a very kindred spirit to Chenin Blanc. You get a little bit of that honeyed stone fruit quality, and sometimes you can get a little bit of a white flower thing, but it's just a little bit more luscious and vivacious than the Chardonnay counterpart, which tends to have more apple, more palm fruits, and have a little bit more of a searing acidity.
This has got good acid in it. I can't quite get to what fruit I'm tasting, but there is a
Very
little
dry,
fruit.
but also soft.
Yeah.
The sparkling wines I like the most always have a bready quality to it. And that has to do with the yeast that is added usually to try to create that secondary fermentation in the bottle, the bubbles that make sparkling wine
And
sparkling.
also lees contact, which in this case, I think the Blanquettes there has to be some lees contact.
Yeah, I think a year and a half.
And
It's
lees
a
are
year,
dead
yeah.
yeasts. Doesn't
The
have
graveyard.
it. They
That's
eat.
The yeast graveyard.
Yeah, because they've eaten all the sugars, they have pooped alcohol and farted carbon dioxide.
Exactly.
But we kept the cork on it
And
so that they would
It's delicious.
so that we kept the cork on it so that all those carbon dioxide farts would stay in the bottle. And that's champagne, everyone. No.
All the captured yeast souls that we drink when we leave their bodies to
Yeah.
rot.
So that resting period of the wine resting on the dead yeast cells, as if you want to be nerdy, is called it's called autolysis. So it's the autolytic process. But if you want to be slang, you call it the graveyard.
All right, so should we now start investigating wine number 2?
Yes, let's.
So we're going from southern France. It's actually not that much further south, I guess, because they're just heading
Oh, yeah,
across
they're drawing more
across
line.
into Spain.
Yeah.
Just south of Barcelona in the Penedès. to taste some cava. And so one of the cool things about cava that is lesser known is that in order to be cava, it has to be method champenois, fermentation in the bottle, like champagne, unlike Prosecco, which is carbonated in the tank. And what that does is it gives it just a more complex, finer, tighter bubble, as opposed to Prosecco, which tends to have a looser, sort of more frothy bubble.
The pro to the Charmat method is that you get more of the floral fruity quality and less of that graveyard autolysis yeasty
That I
quality.
love.
If you like brioche, croissant, and toast, you would go method champenois. But if you like that fruity floral vibe, then you would go Charmat method.
The cava that we have here today is from Navarone. They are one of the few organic estate producers in cava. So this is a blend of the 3 main cava grapes, which are
He's looking to Tony. I love that. Like I said, Tony's the brains behind this operation. Always has been.
Zorello,
Zarello. My Spanish is
Parellada.
poor, so thank you, you said it right. And Macabeo.
and Macabeo.
This smells like butterscotch.
This has the graveyard in it.
It's got the graveyard, but more of a sweetness on the nose, like butterscotch.
Caramelly.
Yeah.
This is another one that has something that presents one way and then tastes the other way.
Because it does not taste sweet. It's still dry. Not quite as dry as the first one,
No.
but
A little bit more of a voluptuous palate.
ooh, I like
Got
that.
some curves. This wine's got some curves to it.
The acid hits later, like right at the back of the soft palate. That's nice.
2 very different styles, even though they're the same process in almost relatively
Very
similar
close-
region,
Very
Mediterranean
close regions. I mean,
Yeah.
you can get from one to the other in what, 3 hours?
Yeah.
Driving?
Probably less if there weren't mountains.
Depends on the traffic on the Pyrenees.
We're at the brand new Provision Spot in Thorns Marketplace in Northampton, tasting with Benson and Tony some sparkling wines because their grand champagne tasting is happening next weekend, the 13th, but not here.
From 1 to 4 at the Mill District Store in Amherst.
What else to expect there?
We are actually doing something totally new this year. We are having a raclette station. So we have our glorious cheesemongers. We'll have Michelle and Elena there whipping up raclette.
Do the raclettes do those really big high kicks? I just saw them in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. It's always the most uncanny part of the parade.
The raclette.
How do they do it so perfectly like that? Why do
Cheese now.
Why do I both love and feel terrified by
Have you
this?
ever, their Instagram is amazing,
Yeah.
especially as somebody who's like used to do dance. Like watching them go through and like try to nail their routines is like highly recommended.
Not only will we have bubbles galore, but we'll have cheesy goodness that you can spread all over,
Yourself.
all over yourself if you want.
Just wipe it all over you.
Going back to the first one, it's gotten a little sweeter too on the nose. Like it tastes a little bit more like tart apple and honey. Like if you ever have that at like Rosh Hashanah or something.
That acid is really cleansing on the palate.
Yeah. And the breadiness has opened up even more. It's even
Yeah.
more bready than the first time. In the Lemieux, the French one.
That's one thing to know about sparkling wines is they often do really open up as they are able to open and breathe, and you don't want to serve them too cold.
Now I'm going back to the cava.
Which I am realizing on second pass is way more bubbly than the French one. Like there's just a lot more going on.
This is a very tough decision for me.
Ooh, we would call that persistent bubbles.
When I tasted that Blanquette, I was like, oh, this is so like fresh and it's waking up my palate, and this is a perfect aperitif sparkler. When I tasted the cava, I was like, this is making me hungry. This is a food cava.
Yeah.
The combination of richness and acidity is just like begging for some food.
Maybe some raclette.
Ooh.
It's getting a little bit of funk on it, which I absolutely adore.
Me too. Another great pairing with sparkling almost across the board, fried food.
Yes.
Oh my God. You get,
Some crispy chicken.
oh yeah, it's
French
just like
fries.
the perfect. I love on New Year's Eve getting a poo-poo platter with all sorts of fried Chinese food and a bottle of champagne. It's
Platter
my
and-
deathbed meal.
A poo-poo platter and yeast farts.
I love it. I do love it.
So good.
There is something like so beautiful about junk and greasy food with sparkling wine. Like I love to just have a
Really
bag of
high-end, expensive bottle of champagne.
With,
yes,
like, the
with like
trashiest
potato
food.
chips.
Yep,
You
love
know,
it.
I
Go
could
for it.
crush a bag of potato
Go
chips.
for it. Do it. Live your life.
If you want to experience that, Tony's actually doing a class called Spuds and suds where she's pairing potato chips with a bunch of different sparkling things.
Seriously?
Well, sparkling and other beverages, but I mean, I'm a potato chip connoisseur. That's like my guilty pleasure. I could just crush bags of potato chips.
What's the best, most available potato chip?
Well,
like you can get in any store.
Like
of all the potato chips people have ever heard of.
Is it Rhapsody? Is Rhapsody available at most grocery stores? That's like the big chunky chip that is just like it's so
The
crunchy.
Ruffles equivalent.
No.
Oh no, it's the Cape Cod but thicker.
Yeah, I don't know if this is regularly available everywhere, but my new addiction right now is the Brett's line from France.
I don't think they're available everywhere.
not available
But,
everywhere.
but Tony has been bringing home a lot of Brett's recently, particularly the Jura, and I think that will be featured in the lineup because of her obsession with it.
If you have the opportunity to find Utz's Home Cooked, it comes in a brown paper bag. When I was vegan and was craving fried chicken, those were the things that satisfied the craving.
So the Rhapsody chips are this. It's the same thing. It's like a kettle cooked chip, and it is in a brown bag. I've seen them around, but it might be a little bit more specialty than every grocery store. But those are addicting. Buyer beware. You will finish the bag.
How do people sign up for your sparkling and chip class?
I love that. So we are about to announce our full line of events and classes for 2026, and I believe it will be readily available on our website.
www.provisionswine.com.
Babe, it's so smooth. It just rolls off the tongue.
I love it. You two are too cute. Okay, it's time to vote.
Uh-oh.
This is tough.
Cava.
Khalees goes Cava.
You didn't even hesitate, Khalees.
I went back, and the nose on the cava had just become ambrosic for me.
Yeah.
So, and then I had it, and it was still just really luscious, and I leaned towards luscious.
I'm gonna go Cava.
Even though I presented the Lemieux, I think I might actually go Cava.
I was 100% sure, even on the second tasting, that I was going to vote for the Lemieux. But the more the Cava opened up, I was like, it has all of the things that the Lemieux does, but a couple more layers.
Yes.
Unanimous Cava.
I agree.
Rare that a
And
Spanish sparkling wine is going to beat French.
An organic estate Cava for one of those special bottles that flies under the radar.
If I have to bleep out that price, it's pretty cheap compared
It's a Tubman.
to yeah. Given the fact that
Yeah.
you're not going to find a bottle of champagne that's worth drinking for under $40 probably. Maybe
No.
35, but like that's like the cheapest you're going to get.
40 is sort of where you start getting into the drinkable
Yes.
range.
Yes.
Do not drink Andre champagne. It is not champagne. It is guaranteed to give you a headache.
Yes.
They're
We'll
all
be
right
right
in.
in.
Yeah, we'll be right in. Well, I work here now, I guess. Well,
You've been hired.
good. That's my fallback plan. I've been investing so much time and energy into wine. That, like,
Again, both-
If I get fired, that's what I'm going to do.
Both are fantastic, and this was a relatively hard decision. So, pick them both.
And one more time, Tony and Benson, Provisions, here in the new store in Northampton in Thorns. Come check it out. But also get involved and maybe even sign up for the VIP tasting for the champagne tasting next weekend, the 13th of December at the Mill District Amherst store.
It will be a very luxurious and exciting affair, so we hope to see you there.
And now to hear how... Well, you don't like Champagne Supernova?
No, I don't like Oasis.
I was gonna do
People are gonna
Champagne
come for me,
Problems by
but that's
Taylor
that's my
Swift.
take. I
There's
don't like
there's,
them.
There's a lot of good champagne songs. And there's a lot of good champagne.
There's a lot
many
of
of
good
which you'll be able to try
Anyway.
next week at Provisions. I'll also shameless plug the State Street Gala tasting in Northampton, which is tomorrow. There'll be champagnes there as well.
Some of us may be there.
Some of us may. And now to hear how some of the more marginalized voices in our community are coming together to shine lights on their creative talents and hold space for themselves and others with Camille Asia, founder of the Not a No Place series of open mics.
You're listening to the Fabulous 413 on 88.5 NEPM.
The Fabulous 413 podcast is funded by Comfort Bagel, scratch-made artisan sourdough bagels, spreads, and sandwiches for breakfast or lunch on Main Street in Westfield and at their new location in Holyoke at 92 Race Street. ComfortBagel.com. The Fabulous 413 podcast is funded by Northeast Solar in Hatfield, offering personalized solar energy solutions and ongoing customer care, proudly serving communities throughout the Pioneer Valley. Northeast-solar.com.
Welcome back to the Fabulous 413. Not a No Place is a nomadic QT BIPOC-focused open mic series inspired by Lucille Clifton's poem, What the Mirror Said. The events are a whole body experience, holding space and spotlights for marginalized voices and artistry in our area.
Not a No Place, a revolution of the spirit with the intention to offer an indulgence in community creativity and connection, inviting attendees to know they are alchemists and the co-creators of life. And with us to talk about the creation and many experiences of the event is founder Camille Asia. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
It turns out you know everyone who works here at the
This is
station.
true.
I do. I'm connected, y'all, okay? Yeah.
So how did this start? Like, why an open mic to try and highlight some of the folks that you were interacting with?
Yeah. When I was in high school, I had a English teacher from Nepal named Muna Gurung. Shout out Muna. And she started the series called the Living Room series. And it met every Friday. My friends and I would kind of just jot down whatever we had to say that day and then like try it out, just like amongst our friends, family, whoever. And it was just a space that I felt like I could really be myself and say the things that I didn't want to necessarily, as a teenager, you're going through a lot. But you can't like tell everybody, explicitly. So I was like, what if I just put it in a poem and let people hear what's actually going on? While if my parents are in the room, they have to think really hard to know what I'm saying. Like, this is about you, Dad, but like you can't really tell what I'm saying for real, you know? So yeah. So that's why I started the open mic. Our first show was in January. It was a response to the elections, and I had a lot of friends that were just like grieving. There's a lot of grief around, and I thought, what better space than to create, a moment for us to just like talk whatever we need to talk about, feel in community, and share the art that like inevitably was going to arise from this moment in time. And so Not a No Place started, and we were at Bookends in January. Yeah.
If people aren't familiar with the Lucille Clifton poem that you based the name on, tell us why that was an inspiration to you for the name of this event.
Yeah. I love Lucille. If you haven't read Lucille, you need to. I have parts of this poem tattooed on my body. And essentially in it, she says, she starts it off by saying, listen, you a city of a woman. Like, you a wonder. You got a geography of your own. You not know no place, girl, anonymous. She just says, you matter. You absolutely matter. And I think especially in January and just throughout my life, I have moved through space as a Black, queer, non-binary person, believing that I shouldn't take up space. And when I read Lucille, it allowed me to rise, it allowed me to believe that I actually have a voice that matters, that people need to hear what I have to say, that if I breathe in a room, that's enough. My presence is enough. I don't have to work hard to be loved or to be appreciated. And this poem made me feel that, you not know no place, Mister with his hands on you, he got his hands on somebody, it made me feel very powerful and it was a privilege to be around me. And that's how I'm feeling. I think that, especially people of color, queer people, trans folks, I think sometimes we're being so pushed off to the edges that we forget, it's an honor for other people to be in my presence. It's an honor to have me in a room. But often we feel like we should hide, It's no, me being in a space, everyone benefits from that. You being in a space, everyone benefits from that, whether they know it or not. And so Lucille roots me in that always.
I mean, we feel like that because we're told that.
Yes.
Right? We're told that we need to be hidden. We're told that we are somehow out of norm and therefore not acceptable.
Yes.
So yeah, taking up space is a really powerful, important thing. And yeah, it's a privilege because not everybody, honestly, I consider myself lucky knowing as many trans and Black people that I know, because I know a lot of people that don't have nearly that amount of saturation in their lives of this. And so they think the things that they do. And I'm if you had just a little bit more contact, just a little bit, a little bit more engagement, then we probably would change your mind about a lot of things.
I completely agree. Yeah.
We're speaking with Camille Asia, who is the founder of the Not a No Place Nomadic QT BIPOC open mic that will be in a specific place tomorrow, which is 33 Holly in Northampton. You are a poet, as you mentioned, and do you have a poem that you're willing to share with us here on
I absolutely
radio?
do. I actually performed this poem Well, actually, I performed a similar poem with IU, who works here.
Who's our digital producer?
Who is our, not
I'm
our,
filming
yours.
this right now in the other room, yes.
Right now, hour.
Yeah, I was like, hour?
Yeah.
So I don't have IU with me, but this poem is called Someplace Somewhere, a Black Girl is in Bloom. Dressed in a lullaby of light lilting lilies, a wound of a girl, her budding body, an altar of vigilant voices, her thundering throat in full bloom. Baby girl talk like she gave the stars their names, like she swallowed the shimmering summer sky, like another world ain't got no choice but to be possible, like freedom is a pulpit, a ministry of playful ancestral palms. Baby girl be knowing. She know home is a hymn of permission, a flock of promises kept and fed by your own hands. Fed by your own hands, you black queer garden of a girl, wearing a crescendo of cloud-kissed coils and souls soft as the moon's moaning face. You who dream of a home under a borderless sky where joy blooms in every color. Youthful yellows, full belly blues, earth muddied greens, where our survival is a promise, a pink petaled lotus softening like soil in the open palms of our children's hands. You, sitting silently at the shores of the Atlantic as the sea stirs and conjures up the bone and flesh of our names. Hold on to you, to the breath of your grandmother's prayers pulsing in your palms. Blossom. Become a kaleidoscope of butterflies in full bloom, and sometimes you'll cry a cry so good you'll feel the ghosts of black girls hungry and haunted by home. Someplace, somewhere, a black girl begins to bloom into the dew of her own hands. What I'm saying is, heaven is a portrait of you and your home-girls sitting on a bridge made of hollyhocks humming, tweedledee-dodee, 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 tweet, 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 tweet. Thank you.
Woo! I love that. That is Camille Asia from the QT BIPOC focused open mic, Not a No Place.
Let's take a little break and come back and talk a little bit more about this.
You're listening to the Fabulous 413 on 88.5 NEPM. Welcome back to the Fabulous 413. We're with Camille Asia from Not a No Place open mic happening at 33 Holly in Northampton tomorrow, December 6th.
We mentioned that this event is nomadic. You've been at Sub Rosa, you've been at Holyoke Media. This one that's happening tomorrow is at 33 Holly. Have you looked for a permanent space for it, or is its roaming nature part of like the nature of the event?
I'm thinking right now about like gathering and like figuring out a space for myself, but it's taken time. I wanted to make sure that there were people that would want to come.
That's
and
real.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, before we get a home, let's also see how we're filling it, how we're inviting people in. And so mostly it was nomadic because like Not a No Place, every time it happens, I can't tell you what fully is going to happen. I can tell you how I'm going to guide the space, but we're all co-creating it. So I just have been like, let's see what these different spaces bring up for different people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get to as many people as I can that might need this or need this medicine or have medicine to share. So that's why we've been kind of just bouncing around, seeing what's available to us.
I mean, it's kind of cool that way too. So
I think it's great that way, actually.
Who's
Thank
at this
you.
one? We played somebody who's going to be at this next one. We played Indy.
Yes.
It's got a beautiful new single out.
Yeah, and you'll hear a little bit of that on the outro there.
Yeah.
So Indy's one of the people. Who else will be at it?
Indy will be performing, thankfully, for all of us involved. And Mau Lisa is this incredible woman. She has led us through a lot of like collective singing, some like grief songs. And then finally, Richie, whose last name I'm not remembering right now.
Even in your email to us, it was Richie ! So we're going to
Yes.
say that
Richie.
we're excited about Richie.
Richie's a writer who is at UMass right now, just like finishing up what they're doing with fiction and getting their master's in that. So Richie's going to share some of their manuscript with us, which is going to be really amazing.
Fun.
It's an open mic. Is it
Yes.
open for people to come still, or is it a closed open mic?
We're deciding that in this moment right now. I'm thinking about letting some people come up there, but it really just like depends on the flow of the space and what people are wanting. You know, we were at Holyoke Media 2 weeks ago, and less people wanted to be on the open mic, so we kind of just like, perform some other stuff. So it really depends on the people. That's how I go. I make the plan, but I listen to the people.
Right on.
What has some of the feedback been for this being such an explicitly QT BIPOC open mic for people that are of QT BIPOC and having a space explicitly for them?
They love it. I'm like, they really love it. I think it's a really sacred space. And, I'm from Brooklyn, so I didn't really understand what it meant to do that out here, but a lot of people the response is amazing. They think it's really special, and they've never been to anything like this in the area. Yeah, it's really sacred. People are meeting other folks. People are pulling up poems. Someone wrote a poem 10 years ago on a napkin, and they read it at the last open mic, So people are they're just popping out, and they're really taking risks. So it's really beautiful.
It's good. It gets you to see like how much of us there are here and how much bigger the network really is.
We're outside.
Yeah.
We are out here.
Yeah.
Like, never believe the illusion that there are not, QT by POC in this area. There are a lot of people out here. We just inside and need a reason to come out.
Because it's cold.
Because it's cold.
Yeah, but it'll be nice and warm at 33 Holly tomorrow, December 6th. Not a No Place, a pop-up open mic series for QT BIPOC artists hosted by Camille Asia, who has joined us in studio today and shared some poetry with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
No, our pleasure. And quick shout out that it's Bandcamp Friday, so if you liked either Indie Song or the Janines, go there and pick up that for them.
We have a big week next week. We'll have Live Music Friday with none other than Juliana Hatfield, another Live Music Wednesday with Socks in the Frying Pan.
And a new barn at Red Fire Farm. Lots more stuff.
I'm Monty Belmonte.
I'm Khalid Smith. We'll talk to you next week on the Fabulous 413.